Dazn. The $1 billion budget that was put out on boxing is flaming out, and the reports came out. So, of course, Dazn comes back out with some very misleading information to claim that they are still doing it big time. But they ain't doing it big time in boxing. Let's talk about that in this video. All right. Welcome back to the channel, subscribers. If you're not subscribed, subscribe, hit the bell icon. It's free. And also, thank you so much for your encouragement, subscribers, supporters, the supporters of the channel. Know who you guys are. We're doing 4 videos a day today. Basically 1 video we do in the morning. But, you know, I talk so much that I cut them into 4 and I give them to you throughout the day so we can talk about it. And you guys that watch those videos, certain videos that I do that I know aren't going to be popular videos, I know you guys are my core supporters. This is one of those videos. So if you're watching this, thank you so much. And thank you so much for watching the video to the end. That is critical to the channel. And also, thank you very much for your support in the super chats, in the live streams. And also, please come to OG Boxing Talk. Shout out to my Patreon as well. Let's get into this. This is not a particularly popular subject in boxing, but for us real super duper boxing nerds that have been paying attention to Eddie Hearn since he was going to come and take over the United States with this $1 billion budget that he had on Dazn, and we've watched and waited and waited and waited and waited and waited, and we know that it ain't taking off. Report came out. I didn't see the report. I can't find it. I know Blue Blood Sports TV did a video about it. I know KQKC Boxing did a video about it. I know that it was discussed on 78 Sports TV's show. So all 3 of those guys are not going to do a video unless it's out there. I just can't find the article that talked about something that I already knew was going to be the case, because, you know, it's simple business. If you are spending a bunch of money and you're not earning a bunch of money, the people that are allowing you to spend that money every quarter are going to ask you for a report. And if it continues that you're not making money, they're going to evaluate what's going on with you. Right? Simple. So the report came out that Dazn, that they are going to put like salary caps on certain fighters. This is a report that I'm getting through. It's a third-hand report. So, you know, check out those other videos, find the source. But what I'm going to talk about is the response that Dazn made on World Boxing News to try to act like that, like what people are saying isn't true. So the initial report was that, you know, they're having a problem, that they're not going to be throwing money at everybody. They want to start getting a return on investment for what they're doing in boxing, right? That not everybody's going to get paid. Now, this is something that Eddie Hearn has said months ago, but months before that, definitely on this channel, I was saying, man, that can only fly so long. Can only fly so long. You're trying to break into the biggest market in the world, biggest sports market, definitely for boxing in the world, the United States. And you're going to try to pay to get the good fighters, to get them on board so that you can build a fan base. And then eventually it can become a regular thing. You settle in and then it becomes profitable. But you think of it, how much money you're going to invest in it to build it up to begin with, right? Similar to the PBC. It was a concept people understood very, very well didn't understand very well with the PBC, but somehow these same people understand it with Dazn. That there was an investment banking firm that wanted to build the PBC. So they put in $500 million into signing fighters, into working deals with different networks in hopes that they could build the value of the PBC up to a point where the value of it, that would mean if they were going to sell it, would exceed their investment and they would get a return on their investment. A return, ROI, return on investment, does not have to be on a transaction by transaction basis. You don't have to look at every fight to see whether or not I made money on that fight. You could say, hey man, we're gonna put it out in the market. When I was a kid and cigarette companies were allowed to do this, I used to open my mail because my mother used to smoke cigarettes. My dad used to smoke cigarettes too. They haven't smoked in years, but they used to smoke cigarettes, and you would get these little bland packages of cigarettes get sent you in the mail, where they would give you the cigarettes for free. And they would be trial cigarettes would get sent in the mail, right? And they didn't charge you, but they wanted you to smoke the cigarettes. So if they sold it, eventually you'd want to buy it, right? That's how Microsoft does their licensing of they do their software licenses for years. They would give people software licenses. They would sell software licenses, but they would not include any security features. They would prevent you from uploading it to many, many, many more workstations. They were called workstations at the time. I don't know if they still call them workstations, but workstations in an organization. And then when it was time for you to re-up, they would come to you and they would say, okay, let me count how many workstations you have this on. And they would charge the bill. They would charge them. And then they'd be like, hold on, man, we only sold you 1,000 licenses, but you've got 10,000. You've got this uploaded on 10,000 computers. You owe me for 9,000. Come off the dough, right? That's one of the main ways that Bill Gates became extremely, extremely wealthy. And because he captured the software market in major organizations by doing that same thing. So to get people on to Dazn, you pay these fighters who you would not have been able to get otherwise, because there's nobody it's not in it for them. They can't do a pay-per-view model because ain't nobody subscribed to that, and they don't want a pay-per-view. They want the subscription. So they invest money over time in it. Now they're saying, I want a return on investment. Here's what Dazn said in the World Boxing News. They said that they are now the #1 worldwide app, right? The #1 worldwide app. So people that are saying this business, that Dazn is going out of business, is wrong. And I'm telling you, man, this is how I tell you guys on the live stream, man, you got to speak snake language. They do this to you. They move it. Let me be clear what I'm saying. Dazn boxing in the United States is a money pit. So I'm saying Dazn boxing in the US is a money pit. They have to be losing money, and eventually they're going to turn off the faucet. Probably as soon as the other ones become profitable enough and they can feel like they can go into a different direction, they're going to turn off Eddie Hearn's spigot. Okay? That's what people are saying. But Dazn can't respond to that because that is painfully obvious. They do a press release and say that Dazn is the #1 sports app in the world. So Dazon's not going anywhere. You hear that's two different issues? They're talking about worldwide Dazn. We're talking about Dazn boxing in the United States. I have no doubt that Dazn worldwide isn't going anywhere. I don't have any reason to believe it would. From what I understand, it's doing well in different countries. It's got big sports contracts in other countries and their subscription base is doing well in other countries. They're growing at a reasonable rate in other countries. But what I know here is that if you look at the same source that they cited, let me see if I still got this up. I don't still have it up, but the same source that they cited, I was able to get a free trial to enter this media site because I wanted to see the numbers that they were quoting. And I looked. In the United States, Dazn is the number 24 most uploaded. They're number 24 in the United States as far as downloads for a sports app on Android. Not on Android, on Apple. Okay. And that's all they had was Apple. They didn't have Android. Then I went and looked at the revenue, and they were number 4 worldwide in revenue for a sports app on Apple. Their revenue for August worldwide was $5 million. That was their revenue for gross revenue for August worldwide. If you take that out 12 months and you say worldwide, how much revenue is that worldwide? That's $60 million worldwide. 5 million times 12 is 60. That's $60 million worldwide. How much did they pay Canelo Alvarez for his fight with Daniel Jacobs? $30 million. How much money did they pay Canelo for the fight with Rocky Fielding? $30 million. That's $60 million in just the money paid to Canelo Alvarez. Say that's not counting all the other money that they are spending, the money that they have to spend on his opponents, or the money that they had to pay Anthony Joshua. They're spending all of their revenue for worldwide Dazn just on the cost for their boxing in the United States. They can't be making money. And of course they're going to be like, look, man, we got to spend less money. We got to stop investing all our money over here. Okay? Because they're eventually going to try to sell that organization. They're trying to build up the value and sell it. That's what most software developers try to do with their apps. They get into somebody to invest in it, they build it up, and then they try to sell it by some multiple, of trailing revenue. So they're trying to get their trailing revenue up. Say they can get to, $100 million, and then they can go, okay, 5 times trailing revenue, $500 million. Then it's worth $500 million. Whatever. Anyway, it is what it is. But don't believe the hype with Dazn. And with that, let me know what you think in the comment section, and I'm out. Peace.